Hello everyone. How you guys doing? Day 2 of Siege being down. We are
I just love
just
dicks,
kind
bro.
of here.
If they had just made a
Don't really
Siege
know what
2,
to make of the
like how you
situation because we
describe
haven't
it,
heard
instead of Siege
anything
X,
since
do you think we
yesterday.
would be having this issue
The
right
last
now?
update we have was when they said that they weren't going to ban people who used credits. And nothing has happened since. Where is it? We have that one tweet and that's it. Yeah, 20 hours ago. No updates since. Kinda crazy. How are other people playing it? We're not. No one else is playing. Anyone who's telling you they're playing is lying. Or more realistically, if people are like on stream playing, it means that they're doing terrorist hunt, they're doing like VOD replays or whatever, but no one is playing right now. Because if I pull up the game thing, game's unavailable. All you can do is the tutorial, and then once you start the tutorial, you can exit, and then you can play clear house, but that's it. I think. Or I think you have to finish the tutorial.
Welcome to the first.
I'm not doing that. Yep, that is about all that's happening. I'm also going to remove chat because we are going to do hacker replay today. Since that's the only thing we can do. Nothing else works, which means that I'll probably not stream too long today unless an update comes out. It also sucks because normally, whenever there are updates for anything Siege related, they normally come out at around noon. And it's past noon now, so. Have I heard of the Arctic group that says they hacked it? I've heard of a lot of different groups claiming they're the one that hacked it. The Arctic one, I very much do
I
not
just love
believe.
dicks, bro.
Because in
My
their
mum had the
post, they
audacity to phone me
specifically
and wake
said
me up like 20 minutes ago
it was
and
something
tell me
like,
that my
we
granddad
don't
died in my
want to
bleeding,
explain how
crying
we
face
got here
emoji.
so that Ubisoft can't fix it. And then in the very next message, they said, this is how we did it. And explained it in a step-by-step manner. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, imagine if you robbed a bank and no one knew who it was, and you're like, well, we robbed it, but we don't want to tell you how. Actually, here's how. We broke into the vault, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Feels like they're just trying to take credit to have credibility, but they didn't actually do anything. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably extend stuff, Flame Dragon. By the way, thank you for the 82 months from Josh. My mom had the audacity to phone me and wake me up like 20 minutes ago and tell me my granddad died on my birthday. Aw.
I
Josh.
just love dicks, bro.
Maybe he was the second coming of Christ. And he was needed back. God, I'm so smart. But thank you for the 4 months from 21 Savage and Baked Water with the 27 months. Also, wait, Josh, I just reread that.
I just love dicks, bro.
What
Hackers
happened
should have
2
given
days
me the
ago?
varsity charm. 4th month
3
still no
days ago, and she
charm.
didn't tell you until now? I mean, I don't know. Okay. Thank you for the 4 months, Dylan. They should give me the varsity charm 4th month and still no charm. No charm after 4 months? After 4 months, I feel like it must be a you problem. Like, you must have messed something up. I did 3 days and I just
I
found
just love
out.
dicks, bro.
Damn. Your mom's not a real one, Josh. Thanks for sub dance stack. How's everyone doing on this great Sunday? Well, Siege is still down, Jack, so a lot of people are upset. Me, not as much, but I got King George, Uzi, and Bikini's charms. The only thing I can recommend, Dylan, Because assuming since you have those charms, you know how to check if you have it or not. The only other thing I can recommend is to unlink your Twitch and Ubisoft and relink it. Probably wait until after the hack is over, but you know, do that later. How much do you think it will need to fix this problem? Like time? I said yesterday, I said the servers will probably be back within 24 to 48 hours, like in that window. We're past 24 now, so it should be hopefully within the next 24. And then they'll probably need like an extra 2 weeks to fix everything else. I wanted to ask this in yesterday's stream. Why do you have such a huge whiteboard around the house? So I originally bought the whiteboard as a way to like plan out my schedule. And I was just like, if I have a whiteboard, I'll write down like all my ideas. I'll use it as a checklist. I've never once used it for that. So instead now it just sits there and it's primarily useless until I want to make a video where I use the whiteboard to like write down notes and stuff. My infamous whiteboard videos. So it's paid off, but it is kind of useless. And then Annie also uses it now to write down reminders and stuff for sponsorships. Just check the online store. My credits are now the same as before the hack. That's probably because it's rolled back there, but it's not rolled back in game. Thanks for the 14 months, Homeless Savage. There's cheaters in Sea of Thieves, Jack? How? Skittles writes off a Porsche GT3. Varsity writes off his big whiteboard. Yeah, I never really know how much to believe that content creators are actually writing off these cars. We talked about it a lot yesterday, but I'm fairly certain 90% of them don't actually know what's like legally allowed, and their accounts are like, sure, I'll just do it for you. And if they ever get audited, they're probably fucked. Because I'm pretty sure this goes for both the U.S. and Canada. Shouldn't be too different. In Canada, if you were to buy a car, it has to be like over 50% of it is for work. So it has to be going to and from your work location or work sites or whatever. And on top of that, it can't be used for like personal errands and stuff. So I can't imagine that Skittles is only using that car for work stuff and nothing else. And then people will be like, well, I post about it on Instagram, but like that doesn't get you a pass when it comes to writing stuff off. So is that the reason some content creators get offices? Sometimes for that, but that can be a lot of different reasons. So the rig is a tax write-off, like my computer setup. Yeah, all my computer stuff is all a tax write-off. It says a PvP mode called Hourglass Riddle Cheaters. They have automatic cannons flying, teleporting to cannons on your ship. Oh, that's crazy. If tax evasion was good enough to get Al Capone, it's good enough to get you. Don't cheat on your taxes, kids. True. But there are bigger fish to fry, which is what a lot of content creators rely on. I feel like, unfortunately, this goes beyond Skittles. This is like a lot of different content creators. I feel like they're too young to understand the ramifications of what they're doing and the possible like punishments and downsides of incorrectly claiming stuff for
I just love Dex, bro.
tax credits and stuff. Thank you for the gifted sub, Rico. Did you communicate with content creators at least? Even if you cannot provide details? I mean, if they even if they even told me stuff that I said that they told me that I couldn't tell you, I wouldn't tell you that they told me that. But no, we have no information. Did I see Fet's new video on the Siege hack? No, I don't watch any Siege content.
I just love Dex, bro.
Thanks for 2 months, Shield Wall Jarl. I do find it funny though that a lot of the community members are coming out talking about the situation, not like saying Fet or anything like, but like actual just random community members, players, talking about how ridiculous it is that things haven't been fixed and stuff. I'm like, bro, do you have any idea how complicated this topic is? You can't just simply fix it. 60-second ad from Ghoul. Am I going to play Roblox Siege? Probably not. My current plan for today is we're going to do a hacker replay. I'll probably wait like 20 minutes after hacker replay to see if anything gets updated with the servers or the situation. If we get a big update, I'll probably sit here and maybe pull up the whiteboard again and talk more about whatever that update might be, if there is anything to talk about. And then if nothing happens, I'll probably just end stream early. I could play other stuff, but I'm also like, I don't mind just having more time off right now because I wanted to take days off because, you know, holidays, family's around, and I kind of want to do that instead of streaming. So I'm like, I wouldn't mind like a 2-hour stream instead of taking a whole day off. They should have just made a Siege 2 from scratch with new anti-cheat instead of this. So I'm just going to say this. I don't know if this is what you're implying, but I think a lot of people in chat don't understand this part. Anti-cheat had nothing to do with what's happening. They could have Valorant level anti-cheat and it wouldn't change what happened in this situation. Anti-cheat does not stop people from hacking into the servers and like doing stuff. That's not what anti-cheat does. So having a new anti-cheat would not fix this. I'll check. Why can King George still play R6? He can't. HG is for in-game cheats, nothing to do with server security. Exactly. How long do I think R6 will be down for? I think it'll probably be back up and like playable tomorrow. That would be my guess. If not a week. I don't know. It definitely won't be down for more than a week. Every day Siege is down, Ubisoft loses an insane amount of money. But what's kind of funny, I think it's ironic, is with this situation happening, my viewership across the board has just like gone insanely high. Like so insanely high. Yesterday's video got like 150,000 views in 24 hours. One of my TikToks got 1.2 million views. 2 of my reels each got like 500K and 800K. So it's kind of a weird situation where the situation sucks for, you know, the game and everything, but it's really good for content. I think the R6 player count will go up or down after the servers come back. Well, that's what I'm wondering about. Cause yeah, like if it's doing really well for viewership, I feel like people are following the situation. When Siege goes back online, obviously we'll update everyone and be like, Siege is back, don't worry, they fixed everything, blah blah blah. and people will still be getting recommended Siege content because they were following it for this situation. So then, even if, like, let's say we have 500k people who are now being recommended more Siege content because of the situation, even if 10% of them continue to watch Siege content after everything gets resolved, that's 50,000 people more with eyes on Siege. I'm sure that's like nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it's something. Bad publicity is still good publicity. True. Literally the Taylor Swift formula to success. Huh? What does that mean? Oh, so I think even today's video, which is just an update and like the whiteboard video from yesterday, yeah, it's doing pretty well. Not doing as well as the day before, but it's still doing really well. Varsity, you're so funny on Twitter. Bro, I'm funny all the time. What do you mean? Is this the biggest cyber attack on a video game ever? No. I should have talked more about that yesterday. This isn't even like close to one of the biggest. Well, actually, okay, it's close to one of the biggest, but it's not the biggest. I would say, in my opinion, probably the worst one ever was when cheaters in Apex were able to like force pro players to have cheats during a like multi-million-dollar tournament. And like they basically shut down the tournament because the anti-cheat was compromised. I think it was like what's his name? The TSM guy who's now on Falcons, I think. Imperial Howl, they gave him like wall hacks and he's just like sitting there, he's like, I can see where everyone is. I don't know what's happening. And then like they were spawning things. They were doing crazy shit because they just had full access to everything. I think that was a way bigger breach. Yeah, walls and aimbot. Because like this affects the whole community, obviously, but that is affecting a multi-million-dollar tournament. Are the Tarkov hacks related to this? Because that happened on the same 2 days. Apparently it's the same, where it's just like they basically just found a way to access the server information. The Sony hack lasted 24 days in 2011. That's also true. PSN was down for 24 days. Restart your game. Some people are getting negative renown. I mean, I guess I could restart and then I'll do hacker replay. I'm sure this will do nothing, but might as well see if it happens. I mean, I shouldn't have negative credits though, because you guys probably spent stuff. I didn't. "24 days, could you imagine that now? Oh my god. You know, there are other games and single player games you can always play though. I know, shocker. Alright, game's booting back up, and then we'll do hacker replay. I don't know if I'll stand today, because my lower back's been killing a little bit. And when I stand, it kind of hurts. I heard they exfiltrated source codes from stuff since 1990s. There's been a lot of claims. I think from the article I saw, 4 different groups all claim to have been responsible for this, which makes it just seem like none of them, or most of them obviously, aren't responsible because only one group would have realistically done it. Yeah, my threats and everything are still the same. But yeah, I think it's very unlikely that most of that information is true. More of the updates since yesterday. All they said was that they're not going to ban people for using credits. That's it. Nothing else has been said. At least let me check again. Yep, nope, nothing's been said. I'm gonna go take a quick screenshot of the server room, post it on Twitter saying that I'm live, and then we can start Hacker Replay, okay? Trying to think of what I can do that'll be a funny post.
I just love Dex, bro.
Woo streak.
Yeah.
I just love Dex, bro.
Alright. I tweeted that I'm live. Thanks for sub not Chebby. And 40 months from Jewel. Woo, streak. Yeah, I think I'll just sit today. My back is stiff. But maybe sitting... Actually, no. I guess standing yesterday might have hurt my back more. I don't know. All the budget went to X to fight instead of fixing Siege. That's not true. I do wonder where people get the balls to just blatantly lie on the internet. I guess there's zero repercussions. 6-second ad from Tarek. Did he hurt your back? Are you okay? I think it's because I tend to like fully stand on one leg, and then also with the microphone being low, even if I put the standing desk, I have to like hunch over a little bit to get my mouth actually into the microphone. It's a whole thing. I think if I just stood properly, it'd be better, but I'll look like a robot. I don't know. Let me see how I feel when I stand. I'll just move the mic up even further. We'll hope for the best. Might be a good idea to pin the message saying we have no idea when the servers will be back up. Jack, what do you think the odds are that anyone in chat is going to read that? Let's be honest. People in chat don't read. People will join, say, what happened, Siege server, and then get mad that I didn't tell them, and then leave. Smartest people I've ever met. Okay. That's because you're dumb. I don't think they'll turn servers on until they find out what caused the exploit and fix it. Yeah, that's generally how it goes. Yep. People didn't even know that Chris was in Germany. You think they're reading that? Also true. But I'll do it anyways. And then if people type in chat, every time someone asks the question, are Siege servers down while we have that pinned message, Jack gets 1 lashing, okay? Okay. What's a lashing? Jack's about to find out. Jack, I think that's already like, what, 20? Rollback saves were apparently deleted. I've seen a lot of like fake posts about what's happening. I don't think I've seen anyone even come close to claiming that. So, very unlikely. Also, I'm just going to reiterate. I already said this yesterday, and you guys should know this, but chat, everyone has an agenda, and everyone's going to lie about what is happening so that it suits their agenda. Okay? Right now, do not believe anyone who posts anything, especially when they try to make claims. If someone just says this is what has happened and we're waiting for more information, that's fine. But a lot of people, both in chat and like in the community as a whole, are just spouting nonsense, trying to pretend like they know what's happening when they have no idea what's happening. I'm sure that post you saw on the subreddit, probably lying when they said they deleted all the backups, because that's not how server architecture works. You can't just delete all the backups unless you, I mean, you probably have to fucking like shut down everything and have full access to do all of that. And it would probably be setting off so many alarms that they'd be like, no, we're not going to allow that. And I don't even know how server architecture works. And I know that there's no way they just delete it all. Or servers back up. I don't think I can do a YouTube pinned message, can I? I don't think so. Also, chat. We have one update. A rollback is currently ongoing, and afterwards, extensive quality control tests will be executed to ensure the integrity of accounts and effectiveness of changes. The team is focused on getting players back into the game as quickly as possible. Please note this matter is being handled with extreme care, and therefore timing cannot be guaranteed. We'll provide another update as soon as we know more. Thank you all for your patience and understanding as we continue to tackle this. So what that means is, again, all the posts saying that all the rollbacks or the what's it called, saves, the backups, whatever, were all deleted is false. They are rolling back right now. I would guess since people in chat were saying that they claim that their credits are changing in game, they're probably just slowly rolling back every player's transactions and probably games as well. And then with how many people play Siege, I'm sure that'll probably take a couple hours. And then they're also going to have to fix any vulnerabilities that they can find. And then once they get all that done, then the servers can go back online. I'm going to guess, since it took them 24 hours just to give us this update, I'm going to guess another 24 hours until the servers are back online and working. That's my guess. I'm saying that with absolutely zero developer knowledge, but just based on how complicated this is and how intense it seems to be for them to fix some parts of it, we're probably looking at another 24 hours. And I might quickly edit that into a TikTok since that is breaking news. This should take not that long though. I will say, I understand the frustration from chat. Don't get me wrong. It sucks when games go down. But I will say, a lot of you guys are being some massive crybabies and being incredibly, incredibly entitled and spoiled. I understand the desire for compensation of what's happening, but at the same time, seeing as how I'm an adult and I understand how complicated things can be, and how outside factors can prevent, things from working the way they should be, I can understand that, maybe it's better that they just focus on fixing everything rather than focus on giving us compensation. But I will just say that chat does sound like a bunch of crybabies saying, I want things now. Give me stuff and fix things now. Calm your titties, okay? We should just have a little more patience. Gamers don't have any patience. Wait, Nader with a sane take. I want to fix games so I can play again and spend money on the game. If a little compensation arrives, I'm going to take it, but I'm not riding to get something. My god. Most mentally sane gamer in my chat right now? Yeah. I'm gonna quickly edit this. It's not gonna take too long because it's very straightforward. This is driving me crazy. I just want to play Siege. Wait, okay. I can't remember because it's been 14 years. But if I'm not mistaken, when PlayStation Network was down for 24 days is what I think people said in chat it was. I don't think they did anything for compensation. They were just like, sorry, nothing we could do about it. We got it back online as soon as we could. And I don't think people were that pissed because they were just like, finally, now I can play games again. Imagine if Siege was down for 24 days. You guys would fucking be frothing at the mouths being like, give me every skin in the entire game. I got 10 pounds from PSN back then. They gave free games. It was like $10. So imagine if they gave $10, what if Ubisoft said, we'll give you guys 600 credits for the outage? Actually, to put it more equivalent, it would have to be way less than that because that was $10 for 24 days versus Siege being down for 24 hours, so 1/24th.
I don't
So it
want
has to be like
compensation. I want to play the game I love. I also don't want them to be breached immediately
30
again,
credits.
so take your time, Ubi.
Meanwhile, okay, so chat is freaking out. Guys, again, PlayStation was down for 24 days. They gave out $10. Apparently some free games too, but PlayStation always gives out free games. But they gave out $10. People in chat are like, the game's been down for 24 hours and I demand $20. Like, you guys are ridiculous. As someone who grew up as an entitled little brat, I will say I'm seeing a lot of entitled little brats in chat. Okay. I edited the TikTok of the tweet. I just gotta do subtitles and then I will post it and we'll do hacker replay. It's basically a guarantee that we will not be playing Siege today. I think the servers might go back online tonight if they get everything ready. Oh. I demand you to give me the keys to UV Montreal. Also, okay, for all the crybabies in chat who are like raging about this and who demand so much compensation for the game being down for 1 day, I just want to know, do you guys have nothing else to do? Like, obviously I play a lot of Siege because it's my job, but I have a lot of other games that I can play. How do you guys have nothing else? No friends? No bitches? No nothing? Guys, come on. I know Siege is great, but y'all need to get a life. Literally do anything else. You guys have consoles, you have PCs. Play other games. Obviously, if you want to play Siege when Siege is up, play Siege. But right now, Siege is down. Go play other stuff. Think, what was it? Well, actually, yesterday I didn't play anything because I streamed and then I went to my friend's house for Secret Santa, like our little Christmas party. Today, after stream, I've already chatted with my friends. I'm probably going to play Shape of Dreams with them, which is a new roguelite, or I don't even know if it's new, but a roguelite that we've been playing. And then maybe later tonight I'll probably play some Battlefield. Guys, there are other games out there. And then later, me and Annie will probably watch some TV together. There's so many other forms of entertainment. All right, I have to read through all these subtitles to make sure they're accurate, and then I'll be ready to actually do hacker replay, okay? Okay. So far, the subtitles have been good. Can't win an argument against someone sitting in their mom's basement doing nothing. Yeah, I was trying to think of a way I could win them. No, but you're probably right. Here, I'll put this on the screen so you guys can at least see what I'm doing. I'm almost done. All right, sweet. All the subtitles were perfect. I didn't even actually have to edit anything. All right, I'm just going to render this video, post it, and then we'll do hacker replay, okay? Sound good, chat? Thanks for the 100 bits from JT Average Gamer. I think also, yeah, I missed another 100 bits from you earlier. Thank you. Varsity cheaters were awful even on console. I played against two wallers. Yeah, it's what happens when you play in PC lobbies, though. At least as far as I'm aware. I know, actually, there is a thing. I know a lot of people have been posting about this, claiming that walls are back on console, but they're not. I saw posts about it, and they're like, they can see me through barricades, but it's really an exploit more than it's a cheat. Because they're not actually having walls, they're just able to ping abuse or whatever to destroy barricades on their end, but not on the server's end, so they can see through them. So it's not actually cheating, but it looks like cheating, but it's not. Okay, I'm just posting this on TikTok. I'll have to post this on Instagram as well. And then hacker replay. Sound good, chat? No hacker replay Sunday. Oh, we're doing hacker replay. Don't you worry. Hacker replay will happen. Alright. I'm also posting this on... I'm going to post this on YouTube. Assuming they don't actually fully come back online with servers soon, this should be the most recent update for YouTube viewers. And then I'm going to have to post it on Instagram as well. That's why when people say content creation is easy, guys, look how hard this is. I had to edit a TikTok and post it on 3 different platforms. I feel like I could take a nap. Hard day's work. I also really pissed off my friend yesterday because she's a nurse. And we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and I was like, I want to work less. And she's like, you work 4 hours a day. I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about bringing that down to 3. Rage baited the shit out of her. At group chat. Alright, give me a second. Alright. I posted. Oh. Hey, Mike, you literally just post in the group chat what I have already reacted to, and I've posted online. Game addict slow. Brain no work. Alright. Posted the update. It's on Instagram and TikTok. Actually, it's not on TikTok yet, because TikTok takes fucking forever. Actually, it's ready now. Okay. Posted on TikTok, and then now we can do a hacker replay. All right. So chat, the only thing we can do right now is hacker replay because the servers are still down. I'm still level 0 with 0 credits. And the only thing we have access to is the replay system and terrorist hunt. So we're going to do some hacker replay. I don't think that the servers will be back online by the time I'm done hacker replay today, but if they are, you know, dub. I guess we'll see. But we can still watch some matches that took place before the incident. That we're calling it now. We have some interesting cheats today. Some cheats that were gone for a bit, but now might be back. First match is on the 26th on Clubhouse. Let me just remember or remind myself why this one. Yes, okay. Actually, this one is not an old cheat that might be back. That's the next match. But the first one is apparently... we have Ruru, who's accusing Vibes Cruise of having 0 recoil cheats, which have been very popular recently. But I did make a video on it that Zim, Kronos, whatever the fuck it is, people who are using 0 recoil cheats have actually been getting banned. So while they can still use it, they tend to be getting banned. That being said, he just shot there and I saw no or I did see recoil. I didn't see a no recoil. But it is Ash extended barrel with, actually wait, what is that skin? Is that from the, that's not from the Christmas event, is it? Actually, I have no idea what that skin is. Chat saying it's from the battle pass. This battle pass? So, this guy's cheating, huh? Got it, got it. Also, give me a second. Being a moron would actually kind of track. That is true. Cheaters are usually moronic. The fact that he has extended barrel and laser makes me feel like there's got to be something. No one runs extended barrel laser. And he's walking around like a bot. He's not really doing anything. I'll quickly look. I think Donnie might have been the other one. They did accuse 2 people, but I never write down the second name because then I just waste a lot of time looking at them. He did say, and possibly Donnie. So I'll quickly look at Donnie for this round since this guy's not doing anything. Okay, so this guy does have recoil cheats. I know people in chat are about to be like, what are you talking about? FMG9 has no recoil. That is true. FMG9 has very little recoil. But when you shoot the gun, no matter how little recoil you have, your aim will still shake. No matter what, the aim will shake. But you can see here, after he throws the grenade, he shoots again. No shake. There's like the tiniest amount, but it's like inhuman how little shake there is there. The gun is staying almost perfectly still. So this guy, from the looks of it, definitely has no recoil cheat. And then Ash gets the last kill here. Oh, I think he definitely activated it there. He has extended barrel ACOG on the R4C. I think he shot 2 shots there and it did not move at all. Again, I know it's only 2 shots, but it moved, but it like pulled down so quickly. Oh no, he definitely has no recoil cheats. Yeah, no, he has no recoil cheats. His gun isn't moving at all.
Do you
Absolute
think with this
fucking
whole
laser beam
situation
there.
the devs will take cheating actions more seriously? Not just counting a data breach, but gameplay cheats, or will they just care about sensitive files getting leaked from
sec.
Ubisoft?
My YouTube stream thing is bugging out. Oh, that's not good. It's just my UI for... There we go. That was weird. It was bugging out. Year 15 will have good anti-cheat. Maybe, maybe. Also, okay, how crazy is this? So we saw the Ash have 0 recoil, right? She's only 4 and 3. I know it's no walls, but if you have 0 recoil, I'm expecting minimum double-digit kills. Like, if not more? I don't know. One sec. There's a couple bots in my YouTube chat who are doing something, so I'm just going to quickly prevent it from happening. All right. There we go. Let me see. Does he have extended barrel in this? Oh, he does. Wait, extended barrel and no grip. Oh my god, look at that 0 recoil. That's insane. See, people always say I'm crazy for assuming that anyone with extended barrel is cheating, but like, I'm telling you, only people with 0 recoil or cheaters run extended barrel, and in this case, no grip as well. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Me and Bolo are on the same page. Extended barrel? Nuh-uh. By the way, thanks for the 1,000 bits from Mike. Do you think that the whole situation... One sec. My thing keeps cutting it off. There we go. Do you think this whole situation, the devs will take cheating actions more seriously, not just counting a data breach, but gameplay cheats, or will they just care about sensitive files getting leaked from Ubisoft? I mean, the two aren't really related. Because it would be like saying... Let's say a grocery store has a big problem where people are shoplifting the candy bars by the checkout. And then your question would be the equivalent of being like, because people are shoplifting more, are you going to crack down on time theft by employees? It's like, that's not the same thing. They're both types of theft, but they're not related to each other. So I don't think the devs need to, like, you know, worry or care more specifically about like cheating in Siege. They just need to work on security for Siege. So I don't know what else to say other than that. I assume R6 tracker does not show up on the screen still, right? No, it does not. Okay, this guy's name was Vibes Cruise. So this guy is a console player on PC. Looks like he was Mousetrap, maybe? Nope, he still plays on both. The fact that he is blatantly using no recoil scripts while playing on PC lobbies and he hasn't been mousetrapped is insane to me. Not to mention, he also hasn't even been banned, because this is now a bannable offense, and they have been catching people, but maybe he is getting under the radar, because his stats aren't even that good. His lifetime win percentage is negative, and his KD is only a 1.18. And then on top of that, I did notice that, especially here with this gun, we knew that he had 0 recoil. But it is still moving a little bit, because I think since he's not using vertical grip, it shakes enough that he's not getting caught easily because of it. That's my guess. I don't know. But he is cheating, and so is the other guy. I bet they're probably queued together, right? What even was the other guy's name? Donnie EXE 2.0. Oh shit, were they not even in the same game together? Or they weren't even in the same group? Donnie EXE 2.0. Oh, this guy doesn't even have a console. He doesn't have a console account linked here. Definitely looks like he's cheating because he went from Silver 2 all the way to Emerald 1. I feel like I might need to watch maybe another round of him. I swear by the fact that it looked like he had no recoil cheats, which would be a console thing. But maybe he has it on PC as well. Go to round 5. Actually, maybe I'll go attack because he's running low recoil guns on defense. I can't tell because it is shaky a little bit, but it looks like he is shaky. Oh. They're not queued together though, so my immediate suspicion of both of them cheating because they're queued together is gone. But again, he is a silver player who's now an emerald. And looks to have very little recoil. If he shoots again here... Okay, I still think he has a 0 recoil cheat because it looks like what he's doing here is he spawns in, he tests his recoil, sees it's not working, he like tabs out or something for a little bit, comes back in and tests it again. I think he probably has recoil cheats. It's more shaky than the other guy. Like, this guy has very blatant console recoil cheats, but this guy probably has PC recoil cheats. And they're not even queued together, so... kind of crazy. Let's see what a gunfight looks like for him. Barely shoots, which is the issue. Oh, he doesn't even do anything else other than that. I think it's very likely he's using recoil cheats. His recoil also looks weird. I don't know how else to describe it, but I feel like when I watch normal people play, it just feels smoother there. It looked like every single time. His aim always looked choppy. But either way, the other guy, what was his name? Vibes Cruise, 100% using a recoil macro on console. And then the other guy is very likely using a recoil cheat on PC. By the way, thanks for sub from Silence Alex. Yeah, I've seen that as well. There are cheats for the recoil cheat specifically where you put in what gun you have and what attachments you have, and then the recoil script will change. So it wouldn't surprise me there if he had it set to the wrong gun, tabbed out, changed it to the right gun, tested a little bit, and then continued. I think he's cheating. I didn't actually even look up his account. Did I? No, I did. Because he was the emerald. What am I saying? Okay. We have our next match. Which one is it? Oh, these are both on Christmas Day. That's so depressing. It's on Fortress. How have I seen those cheats? Unfortunately, they get posted everywhere. Alright, in this match we have... Is that Epstein files, but Eckstein files? Okay, this one, I didn't know whether to believe it or not. This is also slightly why I didn't want it for my first match. I forgot about this. His name is Ass. The submitter's name is Ass, and he's accusing wokeism of cheating. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the one where he has straight up, like, he can go through walls and floors. We'll see. Don't know how he has the name Ass, but I wouldn't want that at the beginning of the video, because YouTube is pretty... fickle now about any swear words appearing in the first 30 seconds of a video. So even if it's just displayed there, my video would get flagged. me just make sure this is the one I'm thinking of, though. Yeah, he says he's phasing through walls and planting in undefusable spots for rounds 4, 5, and 6. But let's see what he does on defense. I feel like he's gotta be cheating if he's doing that, because, like... What did I just watch? Does he have eyes? Arms? Ears? That was insane.
I just love Dex, bro.
Thanks for the
Orange back
72
in my
months.
day.
Orange back in
What
my
was I
day.
saying?
What was I saying? He's just like me. That's some varsity aim? Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? Well. So it definitely seems like he's not cheating on defense, or not, at least not doing a good job of cheating on defense. He must have just done it all on attack.
I just love Dex, bro.
But based off how bad his aim is and how bad his recoil control in general is, thank you. I feel like it's more likely he just knows about some exploits where he can get through walls, and it's not about necessarily cheating. But you would be able to rank up a lot doing this, because then you can just exploit your way to a win. It is Ash with Diffuser. I think we're probably going to see something a little crazy here, because Ash never voluntarily takes the Diffuser. If he's volunteering to take the Diffuser, it means that he knows how to get into the walls, ceilings, floors, whatever, and he's going to try to plant in the roof. This does look exactly like the old exploits, though. These were basically lag exploits where you could disconnect your like internet, and it would basically get you inside the wall because the server doesn't know where you actually are, so then you just go inside the walls or inside the ceiling. But it looks like he's trying to do that here. Oh. What am I watching? It's making me dizzy. Wait. He is moving. Because he was over there before. What am I watching? Oh. 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 He was pointing at this in round 1. So he's just gonna plant basically not inside walls, but behind a surface that, like, there's no way they're gonna be able to defuse this. Obviously, if they knew he was planting here, he could be shot because they can see his legs. But actually, wait, how can they not defuse this? They gotta be able to defuse this, right? Oh, they can. Okay. So, I guess this was supposed to be hoping to catch them off guard? I don't know. But either way, they beat him, and they're defusing. I'm very curious what he'll do in defense. Probably, or on the next round. I'm sure for basement, he'll probably go inside the pillar. Honest review of the headset. I won't go like crazy into it because we are doing Hacker Replay. Maybe I can talk more about it after Hacker Replay, but my overall review. So these are the LCD3s from Odyssey. I thought these were going to be not as great for gaming because they're mainly meant for like music mixing and music production. I was very wrong. These are way better than all the other headsets, and they sound amazing because I can actually hear everything. It does its best job that it can to try to fix how bad Siege audio is. But in other games as well, it is insanely good. Like, I was playing Battlefield 6 the other day, and I was like, I can literally hear someone's, like, right pinky toe move a little bit. Like, it is crazy how good they are. This headset is very expensive, though. This one was the gift they sent me for Christmas. This headset is $2,000. But they do have the LCD GXs and Maxwells, which are gamer headsets and also very good. But obviously, you know, you can't really compete with them. You have like a $300 headset versus a $2,000 headset. But they're still very good in their own rights. But they are from Odyssey. I love them. I mainly wanted them because look at the wood. I love this. The wood aesthetic. I know people are freaking out that they're $2,000, but these are normally headphones that you would buy as like for a music studio to produce music. These are not normal for gaming and stuff. It's just we've been working with Odyssey, and they're like, "Do you guys want anything?" And I was like, "I would love this headset because it's beautiful. It is like a piece of art." So they sent it to me, but this is not a normal gaming headset. Normally. Unplugging it. This is the normal headset that I run. This is the LCD GX. So I have the LCD 3. These are the LCD GX, and they're their gaming version, which is like a good mix between audiophile level and gaming. This is what I was using for the last 9 months. Love them. Super, super good. And then this one I just swapped to because I got them for Christmas and I love them. Talk more about it after. For now, we'll just focus on Hacker Replay, and then, yeah, we'll talk more about Odyssey after that. Giveaway for the LCD GXs? Probably not. Alright. Let's see what Wokeism does in this round. How does he plan on cheating his way to a win? Because he's Ash again with Diffuser. 100% he's going to go inside the walls, inside the pillar, I bet. Honestly, if I were the defending team, I wouldn't even know where to go to make sure that he can't do this exploit. Maybe middle floor, but... Okay, while he does it. Actually, yeah, maybe this room. There's not really any places he could plant inside of. Especially after you lose this round, I would probably do that. Okay, so the exploit he does is he repels. He does some type of claymore thing that allows him to just slowly shift through the map. Oh, but then... Oh. Okay. I'm using my, like, armchair developer knowledge to explain how this works. So... he is using the same thing as before. It's a lag exploit. So basically when he gets to the top, he disconnects his internet, or whatever, uses the software to disconnect his internet. He repels over and then starts placing the claymore. And then he reconnects his internet, and it will like rubber band him back to the repel. But then it bugs out because it doesn't know where he actually should be. Then on his end, he's just standing there with a claymore. On the server's end, he's still on repel. So then he keeps placing the claymore, because when you place the claymore, it, like, I guess moves you forward a little bit, and he's just placing the claymore as a way to move himself across the map, and he'll continue to do this until he fully places the claymore. Once he places the claymore, he gets kicked out of the animation, as you can see there. Yeah, he puts on the claymore, and now he's inside the wall. And, whoa, he can plant all the way out here? What? Okay. That's kind of crazy. I don't know how he can plant outside. Like, I don't know what you do here. You can't even see him.
Bro.
That is insane. He's clearly queued with a few of these people because they're just... They know he's in there, and they don't care.
I just love Dex, bro.
I'm just gonna throw out there that the guy who's doing this tried to play normally, and he's 1 in 4. This is why he plays this way. He can't win a gunfight normally, so the only way he can rank up is by exploiting stuff like this. This is also another reason why I tend not to like rank too much, because people will do whatever exploits they can to win because they care so much about their rank that they're willing to cheat and exploit in this way just to win. Versus when I play unranked, everyone's just chill. Everyone's just having a good time. They don't care. Like, we're just here to play Siege without any drama, any issues. But this is what ranked is. The worst part, I'm not trying to paint with a broad brush when I say this. So many console players will defend this and say it's Ubisoft's fault for not fixing it. They will literally go to the ends of the earth to find some crazy exploit they can and then blame Ubisoft for it. Insane. Also, they did end up going piano in hopes that he has nowhere he can plant in here, but I'm sure if he can plant outside of garage, he'll probably be able to plant outside of piano. How did they even find this? I shit you not. People who do this type of thing will literally just test random things for hours every single day until they can find an exploit. Some of them can like use code as a way to like figure how some things work and then, you know, abuse it from there. Oh. Looks like Buck is also part of the problem. Let's watch. What does he do? Because he somehow repels through this window.
I just love Dex, bro.
I don't know how he did that one. The only thing I can think of is that he repelled there, he disconnects his internet, he goes up, he starts the repel animation, and then he reconnects, and it rubber bands him back down here, and then he flies through the wall. But the game should hopefully be smart enough that if you were to repel and then there's a wall in your way, it should stop you. But I guess the game only allows you to vault in on a barricade. So if you can do that vault animation, maybe the game's just like, it must be an option, and then it just puts you through the wall anyways. But then that theory falls apart, because if there's a barricade on a window, you don't go through it. You hit the hard wall and then you stop. So I don't know. I'm trying to use my armchair knowledge to figure that out, but that seems... I mean, it's obviously broken.
Less than 3.
These guys are allergic to job applications. They're allergic to trying. Again, these are the same people who will literally do whatever they can just for a free win instead of actually trying to get better at the game and win games normally. Like, imagine if they spent all this time that they spend figuring out these exploits to actually, like, getting better at the game. Which, I'm gonna guess here, based off how long he's taking to try to figure something out, I think he's gonna have to end up pushing in and killing people. Because I don't think he's gonna be able to actually exploit his way into a win this round. But he's still trying something. Oh, nope, never mind. He exploited his way to a win. Then he died. He has been cheating this entire game. He is 1 in 5. 1 and 5.
I just love Dex.
How bad can you be? Guaranteed, if we look up his stats, he must be like a lower ranked player who is only high up this season because he exploits. I refuse to believe that this guy could actually get to this lobby without cheating. He was somehow a champ. I refuse to believe that. He must have exploited that season too, because yeah, he's been consistently like platinum and emerald and then suddenly champ. No, he must have just exploited that season. No one who plays like that is good enough to make it to champ. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That is crazy. And then, yep, he was cute with the Epstein guy, which makes sense because they were just staring at him while he did all this stuff. Doesn't look like he was cute with anyone else. Maybe he bought the account? It's possible. But I think it's more likely that he's just been only going up in rank if he finds an exploit. Also, I'm going to quickly say this. Little intermission before we get into the next match, because I see people talking about it on YouTube chat and on Twitch chat. As far as we're aware, from actual, like, credible sources instead of people online just claiming random shit. Because people are talking about the cheaters and what they have access to. As far as we're aware, they do not have access to any information for individuals. They don't have access to passwords, emails, anything like that. It is just they had access to the back-end server, and they were able to basically execute commands to the game through the back-end. That's it. There are some claims that they have everyone's personal information and they're trying to extort Ubisoft for money to not release that information, but I think there's absolutely zero proof of that, and I think people are just saying that to fearmonger. Also, I think if that were the case and things were getting hairy like that, you would probably be seeing a lot more legal things happening where Ubisoft would probably have to legally say something and they would have to start doing a lot more. Right now, they were just like, we're just going to back up the servers. Again, I think if it was significantly worse, we would know. Just throwing that out there. Awesome. I'll just say this one more time. A lot of people still put way too much stake in these random Reddit threads. One of the groups that claims that they were responsible for it, they said in their post, they said, we're not going to reveal how we did this because we don't want Ubisoft to figure it out. And then 1 minute later, they gave step-by-step instructions and thanked certain people for saying that's how they got into the servers. So 1 second they say, we can't let you know what we did. The next second they're like, this is how we did it. Everyone praise us. That doesn't make any sense. Also, I can't confirm this. So again, take it with a grain of salt because I'm taking it with a grain of salt. I did see a lot of content creators talking about that post. And apparently all the people that were tagged as like devs who helped them get into the game aren't actually devs who work on Siege or aren't even devs to begin with. So there were a lot of claims that apparently just don't add up. And I'm like, if they're just going to claim random bullshit to try to get notoriety, they're going to do that. But I don't believe any of it. By the way, thanks for the 500 bits from Killer Monkey. Full Rum with the Prime. Riozo's with the Prime. Water Laban with the Prime. Aristo Keratos with the gifted sub. That guy CB with the 4 months. Thank you all for the subs. We also have a hydrate. Now, chat, just remember, since Siege servers are down, if you are subbing for the first time and hoping to get the charm, I'm sure that will take a little bit to go through since servers are busted right now. If you do still want the charm, you can always sub to get it, but again, servers are a little iffy, so I'm sure it'll take a bit for it to go through. Although I'm sure all they'll do is just revert the servers and then everything will start playing out like normal. So you should hopefully get it after the servers go back online. I don't think there should be any issues with subbing right now. It's just going to take a while to get it. Also, still, last update we have is the rollback post, and that's it. So, nothing else to update you guys on. I'm also just checking, yeah. We have no new information. All right. Oh, that was only the second match. I thought we were already halfway done. Moving on to the third match is Oregon. Got my first taste ever thanks to the Varsity Charm. C-Chat, Charm does wonders.
I just love Dex, bro.
Hope everyone is having a great day so far.
And thank you for the 9 months corrupted ice. Varsity just got done watching your most recent YouTube video. In your eyes, because you're the biggest voice for us as a community, what would you want to see Ubisoft to do to prevent stuff like this from happening again? First off, I'm not the biggest voice, but I appreciate the compliment. Second off, I think it's fair to say, for all of us, we are fucking stupid. We should not really have much of an insight or even opinion on what Ubisoft needs to do to make this better in the future and not happen again. So, I will personally leave it to the professionals who actually know what they're doing in terms of server security, whatever, to hopefully improve the security. But I have zero clue because I am just an idiot on the internet. I could not tell you what they need to do because that's not my job. That's not my expertise. So, I just want them to do better. I want them to make it where this doesn't happen again, or if it does happen again, it is much more minuscule. But I don't know. I don't know how to fix stuff. If I did know how to fix stuff, I'm sure we would all be better off, because then a lot of people would know how to fix this stuff, because I don't know shit.
I just love Dex, bro.
I think it's also important to remember that at the end of the day, to be nice, all these devs are still people who were on holiday break who now have to cancel all of their holiday plans to work extra to bring everything back online. And I'm sure they are doing the best they can with probably what little time and money they have. That's not even to glaze them, but it's the reality of it. Like, if you got called into work during your like Christmas break where you're spending time with your family, I'm sure you'd be pissed too. And while you want everything to work, you're probably like, I just want a fucking break, and I'm being called back in. So, situation sucks, but not much we can do about it. And I'm not knowledgeable, so I don't know what to tell you, what they should do, or how it can be better, because don't know shit. Thanks for sub Kenny Gone Wild. I'll throw this in as well. We already talked about it earlier. Again, it's important to remember that this is not a Ubisoft unique event. Apparently the exact same thing is happening to Tarkov right now. I don't know the full logistics of it all, but apparently it's because they use the same database, like, system. And it's an exploit in the database system. And then secondly, worse things have happened in other games. It does not nullify this. It does not give Ubisoft, like, freedom from consequences or repercussions or whatever, but worse things have happened in other games.
The people need to stop acting like this is the worst thing that has ever happened in gaming history. To reuse my example from earlier, there was a tournament in Apex Legends where cheaters were able to give the pro players cheats against their will. And they were able to also, like, do whatever they wanted during a multi-million-dollar tournament and compromise everything. So I would say this is very minuscule compared to that. And also stuff like this has been happening since games have ever gone online. Look at GTA 6 or 5, where since day one, people would send everyone infinite amounts of money and just like use that as a way to troll Rockstar. I remember like in the first month of playing GTA Online, someone gave my friend a bounty for like $100 million and I killed him and I got the money and I was like, oh, I actually got an insane amount of money for this. So like, I don't know. I think people are definitely blowing it out of proportion. It is a terrible situation, but I think people are overreacting, pretending like this is a one-of-a-kind event that Ubisoft is solely responsible for. But anyways, moving on to the match, because we're going to watch more hacker replay, we have Toter Strudel, who is accusing Leandor Sesh. Hold up. I just want to read this right, because I think this is a very dumb comment, and I want to call it out if it is. Boo-hoo. People working for hundreds of thousands of dollars with max benefits have to work on holidays. I think people have a very warped perception of what working at Ubisoft is like. Because this isn't even defending Ubisoft. Bro, they are so underpaid. The people who are being called in to fix this are probably making like 50K to 70K a year, which is still decent, but it's not like some exorbitant high wage job that they are just kings of the castle. Like, Ubisoft is notorious for underpaying their devs like crazy. So no, these are not some like, you know, devs making millions of dollars for like, oh, I have to get off my yacht to go work. Like, no, bro, these people are not making that much. Canadian or US? Canadian, because they're almost all Canadians. And like, I've looked at what Ubisoft pays their employees on all the websites like Glassdoor or Indeed, whatever, that will show information like that. They underpay like crazy. I even have said to like people who work at UB, I'm like, you know, if you get a better paying job, go elsewhere, because why would you not chase the money, right? And then a lot of people, again, not trying to glaze Ubisoft, this is more the individuals who work there. A lot of people who work there and are underpaid just do it for literally like the love of the game. They just love games, they love Siege, and they are doing it out of kind of their own self-destruction, but also the goodness of their heart, where they're like, I'm willing to get paid less to help fix this game. So no, this is not some like, fuck these devs who make way too much money. These are devs who are genuinely getting screwed over multiple ways, and it is not affecting really the multi-millionaire stockholders who probably don't even care that much. They're like, oh, that's shitty, fix it. And they demand to the world of devs who are underpaid. So I want to throw that in there because people are genuinely stupid and don't know how things work in the real world. The accused person doesn't even get a kill. No one actually gets a kill. Everyone just dies to, I guess, a rush. Didn't even react. This is a 9-round match, though. How does he see the drone not react to the Grim? I mean, he probably heard the drone, because the drone, if it was pivoting, would make a lot of noise. So he really loves holding Zed. Although I've heard more and more people call this one portion either Snake or Zulu, and I hate that call out. It's Zed. Okay, he's focused on the Blackbeard he heard go up the stairs. He definitely heard someone just drop off the balcony. But he didn't hear the Ash run in. But the Ash didn't even hear him kill someone behind. That's kind of crazy. God, his recoil control is awful. He definitely would have heard the Maverick drop off there. And this whole play makes logical sense because he sets him on fire, misses everything, backs up. He's like, he's on fire, he can't push me because it's a shield as well. And then he just goes to hold his flank in case someone pushes him. That all made sense. The only thing I'll say so far, so we got an ace. Based off his recoil control, based off his aim, chat, what rank are we looking at here? My guess, gold to platinum based off game knowledge. The fact that he knew that he could turn around from the Blackbeard. But his aim and stuff is like silver, right? Silver, gold at best. People are saying copper. It's not copper. Copper would be like shooting the ceiling. He has a champ charm or a diamond charm. I don't know what that is. But this is diamond or champ elo. I don't know if I can agree with that. Maybe it's just the Ella Scorpion. Maybe he's trying to use it for the first time. He's like, holy shit, this thing is ass. We'll keep watching. My copper lobbies all have people with no recoil. That's not accurate. I feel like that is mainly because you guys don't understand what an actual copper lobby is versus what a visual rank copper lobby is. I honestly, I don't understand how someone at this point in year 10 of Siege can be in gold or higher and not understand how rank 2.0 works. If you're at least in gold, that means you care enough to play ranked to grind. And the fact that you still don't understand how the system works, and people think that a visual copper lobby is the same as an actual copper lobby, it just blows my mind. He is still waiting in classroom, hoping to catch someone as they run through main lobby, but no one's even pushing this way. That was a reaction. He looked far right and Ash was on the left, so that actually looked pretty legit. Just gonna throw it there. No extended barrel. Chat, we all know every cheater uses extended barrel on Ash R4C. I think this guy might be legit. Actually, I said legit, but again, this is a diamond player who seems to be very rough around the edges. Let's see what his aim is like on the R4C. How would he not swing that? He knows he's on the stairs. He knows he's basically stuck in that corner. If you're a diamond player, you know that. He didn't see that vigil there because vigil was invisible. He just tried to like hip fire spray that as he was aiming down sight. He's definitely not diamond. I don't know how he got diamond. He definitely bought his account. Someone else said he's probably boosted. Maybe. Maybe. But he also got an ace against what should be a diamond or champ lobby. Do we call that as like a every broken clock is right twice a day type thing? Or do we have to assume that he's also cheating? Because like how does he get an ace against champs if he's trash? Could be a former cheater who lost his cheats. Ooh, but then again, how did he get an ace? There's no way a former cheater who lost his cheats is acing against champs. He did also just look through the floor at them. Or at least it looked like he did that. These are two very, or not very, but like common enough spots that you should probably be worried about. And anyone could be in freezer holding any one of these angles to watch main, and he didn't check a single thing. He doesn't even like really check closet because someone could be here, someone could be there. He doesn't check any of that. And then that is his recoil trying to kill Goyo on sight. Okay. As far as I can tell, it doesn't look like he has walls. But he is not good, and he is not supposed to be in this rank. I can say that much. Because yeah, there's no way this guy's in diamond. Like, what? What? Okay. Again, not checking anything. No, he's walling. He's 100% walling. He's not checking anything. And then the only time he like stopped and got ready to shoot was as soon as the Frost was holding an angle. And now that someone's flanking him, by the way, no one's on cams holding anything. He just knows that he's holding this, like he's waiting, and everything. Oh my god, bro! No way, you're walling and you lose that. He is so lucky. Cav just ran right into the claymore he put down. No, he's walling, 100%. I think he was trying to be as subtle as he could, but that round, because they were about to lose, 100% gave him away. Like, you don't just walk in like that. And I hate when rounds like that happen, because whenever I turn them into videos, bro, the amount of people who try to defend that, and they're like, what, you've never just sprinted in and not cared? I'm like, yeah, but there's a difference between sprinting in and not caring and what they're doing, where they always know for sure exactly where someone is and when they're going to push. He is Emerald 3. Last season was Diamond. This is a lot of copper, but it's only like 3 matches a season. He was previously gold to platinum, and then all of a sudden when he came back, he was diamond. So yeah, he definitely started cheating. 100%. And then let me see. Ranked on Oregon. I assume it was this one because he aced. Okay, the entire enemy team, Emerald. 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 Silver. Okay. And then his team, Emerald. Silver. Diamond. Yeah. Diamond. Seems like a little bit of unfair matchmaking, but let's see who he was queued with. Demanto, Bixters. Looks like that's it. Just with those two. So, probably skewed matchmaking because of how low Zamanato is. Yeah, he's like a silver player. Skews the matchmaking. Yeah. Definitely cheating. He 100% has walls. That's an excellent point. When I played Emerald Champ lobbies, you always look for spawn peaks. Let me see. What do you say? Taking into consideration this is a diamond lobby, he has checked for spawn peaks 0 times. The only thing you could use to excuse that is that, again, it wasn't diamond lobby because it looked like mostly everyone was emerald on the enemy team. But it was also skewed even more because his copper friend brought down the lobby MMR even more. So you could be like, well, he's not checking for spawn peaks because he knows he's not in a diamond lobby. But, like, yeah, you are right. But I'm saying people probably will not validate that because it is technically a slightly lower lobby. But he is definitely walling. 100%, without a doubt, walling. Doesn't it matchmake according to the player that is the highest rank? So this is where it gets a bit iffy. Ubisoft changed the rank 2.0 matchmaking to be based off of visible rank and hidden rank. So I can't even pull up mine as an example. Actually, I guess I could use this. If my hidden MMR is champ, but I currently have no rank, I will just only go matchmaking against people with no rank or copper or bronze, maybe. But if I play with a friend who is also champ, so we're both hidden MMR champ, but his visible rank is actually platinum, it will matchmake off of the platinum for visible ranks. But third example, let's say my hidden MMR is actually bronze and I have no visible rank, but I play with my other friend who's champ, visible rank platinum. This is a little hard to track, but even though his visible rank is much higher and his hidden MMR is much higher, it's still going to average out our hidden ranks to get like a group rank, and then matchmake off of that group rank and the highest visible rank. So if he's champ, I'm copper, we'll just say. It'll get average out to like platinum, and then since his visible rank is platinum, we'll just probably get into like a plat lobby. I know that was hard to track, but even though it goes off of highest visible rank, it still averages out the group, which means that visible rank doesn't matter for people who are queuing with very low ranked players. All right. Also, people are complaining about 3 minutes of ads, but if I'm not mistaken, I did turn up ads now because we have higher viewers now than usual. But I checked, and it should not even be, it should be like 1 minute of ads every, or what is it? Oh no, it averaged it to 3 minutes of ads every 20 minutes instead of 1.5 minutes of ads every 10 minutes. Yeah. Just Twitch things. I have apple skin stuck in my teeth. Thanks for the pick in Munich. Forgot to thank you. No worries. That's what we're there for. You never need to thank me. I'm there to serve the people. But Munich was fun. I feel like Munich was the event I've chatted with the most amount of like viewers, which was cool. Because maybe it's just because like in the other events it's a lot more chaotic, so it's just like hi, photo, bye. I feel like in Munich I actually chatted with a lot of people, which was nice. All right, chat. Moving on to match number 4. Another Christmas Day match on Fortress. We have Who's Scott, who's accusing EXO 2 Comp. I see Emerald, so this is a slightly higher rank lobby. I'm just going to point out, earlier we did see, was it, yeah, the Vibes Cruise guy, I think it was, or maybe it was someone else who had plasma pink attachment. Actually, no, this guy's just straight up walling. He's just staring at them through the wall. Alright, this one's going to be a fast one. Because he is just blatantly walling. And he lost. I know I keep saying this, but like genuinely, how bad do you have to be to know exactly where someone is and still lose the gunfight? I cannot imagine being that bad. Like, that's just depressing. Don't have to watch anymore, because we know he's cheating. This is his account. He was previously gold with a 1.2 KD. Suddenly he's now mid-plat with a 1.9 KD. Shocking how that happens. Does not really seem to queue with a lot of people. I don't know if these are just... 9 is like... You could just keep running into the same people. Oh, actually, I think he got banned. He has not played since the 26th. Granted, you know, everything has happened since then, but the match was canceled because of anti-cheat, and I assume that this is the only way we can check if he was the one who got banned. If every other person has played since then he's the one who got banned. Match canceled because of anti-cheat. That guy did not get banned. Match canceled because of anti-cheat. That guy did not get banned. Same with this one. This one. Looking like he's the one who got banned. Wait, this one doesn't even... He doesn't even have it show up as a match. Maybe... He might have left because of the cheater and just said, I don't care. And just left the lobby. This was on 6:08 p.m. This one was 7:45. Huh? No, I'm confused. Well, that's Central, so it's probably 1 hour behind. I assume he left the match? I don't know. Maybe... Oh, this guy had a match after. Maybe the other guy also got banned? I don't know. Looks like it is... Yep. It is for sure EXO2 Comp, and then maybe this guy as well, but... I think he just probably left. I don't know. Actually, it does say he's from the UK. But yeah, he for some reason doesn't have the match show up. Maybe he left. I think it's based on your time zone. I don't think it is. We can't check now, but I'm pretty sure it's based off of the person or the server. I don't know. All right. Well, that match was fast. Let's move on to the next consulate one. Did we get a stream upgrade? Why do I be hearing waves in the background? Some of the maps just have background noises. That one was Fortress, so I just had background noises while I was tabbed out. Alright. In this match we have the Destroyer 325, who is accusing Fearless Dragon. Let's make sure who the actual submitter is, just to make sure he's not scamming us. Yep. Alright. We're good. Just checked with yours. Unless you're playing at 9 at night, it's based on the person's viewing time zone. Oh, interesting. I would have just assumed it'd be based off the server that you're playing on, because the server would log the time, but... Alright. That's good to know. They probably did just leave that match then. That's why it didn't show up. A little rough aim, but... it was upside down, and I don't think he was expecting him, so... we'll just assume panic. Your service is on, so you're just doing hacker replay? Yep. You can still do hacker replay while servers are offline, because everything is local. I guess is nice. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. If servers are still down tomorrow, I guess I'll just take the day off, because at least yesterday I had the whole whiteboard conversation, so I could still do that. But after today, after hacker replay, I don't know. Could also just do variety streams. I have thought about playing random other games. I'm also, guys, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I did recently get 600 elo in chess in 5-minute blitz matches, so could do a chess stream. I'm kind of goated at that game, you know. Maybe I'll do that. I know you guys love to see my big brain plays, and in chess it's all big brain.
Love Dex, bro.
That did look normal. He looked like he was checking every spawn peek, and then he looked at the door and saw him.
I just love Dex.
By the way, thanks for subs from Jasper, Bloody Lunatic Pit, Beans, TN. Thank you all. I did kind of see out of the corner of my eye that he was looking at the Cav, who I think was, yeah, in there. This is the only part I find a little bit weird, is that when he hops back on the drone, he assumes that she's just gone from here, even though before this, he sees her there. Actually, no, she ran away with silent steps, so he could hear her run, but probably a little bit less likely. And it does look like he immediately looks at her through the drone. But he has an alibi. He saw her on drone. He did see her before that. He could have maybe heard her sprint away, so that's why he got back on drone and looked over at the door in case she had moved. That was all fine. And like with the Mozzie, he did check every spawn peek, so you have to assume that he was just checking the door. Because I check that door all the time. And like, I think if he was walling there, why would you stay with your crossbow bolt out when smoke is swinging you? And there, he would have probably held the smoke and tried to shoot him as... probably would have tried to shoot him as he was swinging there. There, he also had a ping on the smoke, which is why he shot at him through the floor. I don't know. I could understand in the moment if I were on the orange team, I would probably be like, this guy seems like he's walling. Like, he knows where everyone is. But I think he might just be getting a lot of freak coincidences. chat. You gotta do some YouTube moderation. There's always these bots that I do not like who come into chat and try to spread religion. I will not stand for it. They'll always be like, but all I said was that Jesus loves you. It's like, I don't fucking care. As I always say, religion is like a penis. It's nice to have it and you can be proud of it, but just don't shove it down my throat. Unless I ask for it. I was also having a stroke looking at that. I had no idea what I was looking at. I always forget zero cams even exist. We have had a lot of bots in YouTube chat today, though. I think it's from our massive uptick in viewership on YouTube streams. We went from like 20 average last month to like 200 with the new season, and then ever since Siege got hacked, yesterday we had like 1,200 on YouTube. Today I think we have 700. So I think it just brings in all the bots. I also should say this for the YouTube viewers on the main channel when they're watching this when it's a video. I do stream on YouTube as well as Twitch. I just stream on a separate channel. A lot of people don't know that. I stream on the Varsity VODs channel because streaming on the main channel would kill it. Because if I upload a video and then stream right after, my videos would never get any views. They wouldn't get recommended. Just YouTube things. But YouTube streams have been doing really well. Oh no, now all the YouTube commenters are saying they're bots. This is not what I wanted. Fuck you, Sparky. Sparky beat me today in Wordle. I had the crown to myself. And then I want to say what word you started with today, but I won't spoil it. I just got an ELO rollback. Does that mean at least part of the servers are up? Maybe. But they are rolling back. They're probably rolling back bit by bit. What they're probably starting with is rolling back credits and renown. And then they're probably rolling back purchases. And then they're going to roll back matches. And then they're probably going to roll back, what else? I don't know, level, XP, stuff like that. That did look like he almost aimed at him through the wall. I know we've been talking about random shit while we're watching this, but I'm still paying attention somewhat. Coincidence or walls? But then he does that, so... I always start with audio, knocks out fouls quick. I used to start with a do, but I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Chat, can we get some thoughts? Do you guys think he's cheating? Yes or no? I could understand the perspective from the defending team being like, he's pretty suspicious, or now the attacking team. He's done a lot of things that are pretty suspicious, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sold, but I'm also not 100%, you know, he's innocent. Almost all of chat is saying no. A few people are saying yes. I don't know. Again, nothing blatant. If he is cheating, he's very good at hiding it. You probably just wanted to pre-fire stairs. But then he did that. He did this last time with Amaru as well. He aimed right at the wall. So, I do this sometimes too. Don't get me wrong. But normally, if you think someone's pushing here, you do not aim through the wall at them. You aim at the corner. But as we can see there, this is where it's like, you know, sometimes I do this too. It does look like he is pre-aiming at the door. So instead of holding the corner and then swapping his aim when he sees the door, he's pre-aiming where he thinks the door is, and then he's going to swing and hold that angle. Because it does look like he gets surprised that Buck's already in when he's aiming at the wall. Doesn't help that that makes him look mighty fucking suspicious. But I can understand it. It looked like he was just trying to hold the door. Then he dies. I don't know. Like, on the one hand, he's lined up 2 people. Actually, 3 people, I think, so far. On the other hand, almost everything is somewhat explainable. We'll see how he plays this round. Because at least so far, even though he's had a lot of, you know, coincidences that things have lined up, he's been pretty consistent. Where, like, stuff like that where he does get these random kills, but it always looks like he's reacting. Like, he swings, he's like, oh, what the fuck, someone's here, and then he shoots them. He flicks over and shoots them, rather. So I'm kind of like, I think this might just be a rare situation where he got a lot of suspicious kills, but he's actually legit. Thank you for the 90 months, Divna. Divna, the hide-and-seek champion. 1 for 1. Cheating should be allowed in Siege. You spelled Siege wrong, and you spelled allowed wrong. I don't think you should be allowed to have an opinion. I think people should have to take an intelligence test of some kind before they're allowed to make statements. 90% of chat would not be allowed to make statements anymore. Imagine if every time you were going to comment on TikTok or anything, you would have to take an IQ test. It would be fucked. Alright, going back to what we were saying before, though, like... I'm not saying he's cheating, but this is now another time where he looks right at someone through a wall and then pre-aims them, like... Yes, on the one hand, he knew he was up there because that would make a lot of noise. You'd be able to hear someone's up here. On the other hand, he aimed right at him and pre-fired him. And everyone keeps saying, common, you know, everyone does that, it's explainable, but like, that's what, the 5th or 4th time that he's done something like that? How many times in one match can you do it where it's just, you know, it's pure chance and not cheating? I don't know. I am going to check one thing. I swear that when he submitted this match, he said they had a real name, but his real name is Fearless Dragon. So I'm kind of confused as to what the real name is supposed to be. Yeah, he says he has a different real name. So his name is Fearless Dragon, which looks like with a 0 instead of an O. Maybe it's an I instead of an L. The Destroyer 325.
Good Merry New Year, same shit morning.
This was unranked as well. Matches unranked on Consulate. He lost 2-4. Oh. Did he change his name? He didn't. What? Actually, wait, no, I am dumb. Because I forgot that the game will sometimes sub out like an O for a 0. So no, that was a stream mode name. I'm dumb.
I just love Dex, bro.
It just did look, it looks like a normal name. That's, I think, the first time I've actually been tricked by the stream mode name. Let's look at his history. Never played and then Diamond and Champ right away. Let's see his encounters. He plays with a fairly consistent group of diamonds, it looks like. I don't know. I do think it's a big case of like, he had like 5 coincidences in one match. Like, what are the odds? And then I know a lot of people in chat are just saying no, they're all legit. It was also an unranked lobby. We go back. I'm sure we could probably see maybe the lobby's rank as a whole. Oh, he is playing with VRX people. Level 379 diamond, level 436 champ, level 455 diamond, level 1200 champ. So his team was pretty stacked. The Destroyer is on a new account. I think he told me he was on his Smurf account. Kaiju's on a champ account. Diamond. Gold. Emerald. So, I mean, the enemy team was worse. But, I don't know. He had a lot of coincidences, you know? I don't know how much I believe that. Chat, you guys tell me what you think. Cheating or not cheating? And while I wait for your responses, thank you for the $5 from Drake Westfield. I think is what, I can't see your full name. Oh yeah, Westfield77. Do you think the new breaching meta bans will continue for years to come? I think people will start to adapt soon, hopefully. And yeah, it has become very kind of boring because of the bans. All right, most of the chat says no, he's not cheating. I kind of agree, but again, I feel like he had a lot of coincidences. A lot. So, I don't know. People are saying possibly toggling, but I'd give him the benefit of the doubt and just assume he's not cheating, but it was pretty suspicious. Thank you for the €6 from Power to All. Just so you know, the Ubisoft hack was done through 99% certain a MongoDB exploit. You can Google for the CVE. I have heard about that. Again, until more information comes out, I will just assume, you know, assume very little and just wait for actual official information. But I have heard about that because that is the same thing that affected Tarkov. So I did hear about that. All right, last match of the day, Coastline. In this final match, we have Oof, who is accusing Young Teapot. Quite the gamer name. Also, I was considering including Twitch chat more often in videos because people seemed to like Twitch chat from yesterday's or from today's video, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep doing that. Ain't no what? He is walling, and he just lost this gunfight. He aimed at Echo's toes instead of his head. And then died. That is insane. That is, I think, the most obscene level of cheating I've ever seen where he just lost a gunfight for just being bad. That's fucked. I think this is another rare case where we can just let him keep his cheats because he clearly needs them. That's fucked. Yeah, I was considering leaving chat on screen for stuff, but we'll see. It does motivate people to talk more in chat, which is always nice. So, interesting little tidbit. It looks like he has cheats that intentionally shake his aim so that it's harder for the system to know that he's aimbotting. Because the system probably just says if he's perfectly tracking people, then, you know, aimbot. But because his aim is constantly shaking, it probably doesn't detect it as easily. But it also got him killed because, like, he should have actually killed Thorn here. But because his aim is so shaky, again, intentionally, he misses the headshot and he hits her shoulder. Look. Yeah, he hits her shoulder instead of the head that he is locked onto, but it shakes and misses. So I think that's a case of him. He's doing what he can to try to hide his cheats so that the system doesn't detect him, but it just makes him such a bad player. Okay, let's see what he does in the final round. He looks like he's going to be a lot more blatant, which means the system should hopefully detect him faster, but you never know with Siege. What we've learned is the system is not too good in general. But he is... Oh. I was going to say he's fully outside, but he clearly... Still bad. Still real bad. Losing gunfights while full aimbotting. One thing I would love for Ubisoft to maybe start tracking, I don't think this would probably work overall, but another metric that would be nice for them to track is when people who have very high KDs and very high headshot ratings, whatever, how much time they spend outside during the action phase as a defender. Because so many Blaine people will do that where they'll just run outside and kill everyone. So I'm like, if they are outside for 90% of the round, they're probably cheating as a defender. I feel like that could be another metric they could use. Maybe they already use it. I don't know. But I feel like that'd be a pretty obvious one to use. I'll find out if he has been banned. This might take a little bit. Actually, it won't take too long. One of them has a simple name to type. Daddy underscore 4K. Oh. Matches. This was a ranked on Coastline. Right? And they did win 4-2. It was ranked. Oh, it was on the 22nd. I'm looking at the wrong days. Alright. It means it should be here. Wait, and the next match was canceled by anti-cheat. And he was playing with that guy. I think he literally got banned in the next match. After this one. Yep. He had a lot of people played with. Holy. Doesn't look like he was with Daddy 4K. Magus, Lelek, and Bolo main, by the way. Doesn't look like... he did play a little bit Daddy 4K. He was playing a lot with him that day. Oh, so yeah, he was queued with him. He was in like 5 matches in a row. I'm gonna just throw it out there. I think this guy is tired of being stuck in low rank, so he found a cheater and just started playing with him. He's just like, please invite me, I'll play with you. He lost 347 elo. Yeah, he played with him for a bunch of days in a row. That's crazy. I want to see if I can find when he first played with him. And maybe like if it's likely that he just lost to him. No, he started playing with him here. And then kept playing with him. So we don't know. I was wondering imagine if he lost to him and he then would play with him on his team, then it'd be very obvious that he messaged him after being like, please invite me, I want to get boosted. But yeah, definitely cheating, obviously. Already banned. But that's it for Hacker Replay today. That was a long Hacker Replay, but I also did spend a lot of time rambling about the situation and people being really stupid in chat. So, yeah. Hopefully by the time this becomes a YouTube video, which will be on Wednesday, Siege should be back online. If it's not back online by then, I think we might be cooked, chat. But I'm sure it'll probably be back online today or tomorrow. People don't need to freak out. I'm really curious what will happen with cheats, though, because with the game being down for 2 days, I'm not sure what they're going to change. I don't know if it'll affect cheats. But it would really suck if the game went back online and then the cheats were just everywhere, because whatever this hack could be that exploited whatever Ubisoft weakness, hopefully it didn't affect the anti-cheat and how good cheaters have been, or how good it's been with cheaters. Because if it makes cheating worse, I'm going to be very upset. But we'll see. All right. Let me sit down. I still haven't eaten my lunch. Thanks for subs from Rainbow with the 1 year, Bug with the tier 1, Professor Rovro, Skyline. I think I didn't thank yet. Maybe I did. No, I didn't. And then that was with the 8 months, and then Rockety with the 17 months. Good Merry New Year, same shit more. Okay. Thank you all. Time for Arc. I mean, we could talk a bit more about Siege. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I will talk about this now because someone was asking about it earlier. So people were asking me for my thoughts on my headset. So just so you guys know, this headset I have is sponsored. It's from Odyssey. You guys know I've been working with Odyssey for a few months now. I love their products. They make really good high-end headsets that will last you a lifetime. This is the old headset I used to use, the LCD GX. I recently swapped to the LCD 3. Amazing. Best headset I've ever owned by far. Super comfy. Amazing sound. Love listening to music on this. The LCD GXs are their open back gaming headset, which is like a mix between audiophile and gaming headset, where it's wired into an audio interface. And has very, very good sound quality. We talked about this the other day because there were a lot of people in YouTube chat who very much surprised me because they were all very knowledgeable when it came to audio stuff. And they're talking about it uses like planar magnetic stuff. I don't know the science behind it. I'm not great with that. All I know is that it sounds amazing. And then if you don't want one of those types of headsets where it's like, you know, an audio interface and everything, they do have the Maxwells, which are their very standard gaming headset. It is closed back, just USB, wireless, super easy to use. You can use it on any console. It does look like it's currently sold out. They've been selling out a lot recently, but you can go check them out with the Maxwells as well. If you do the Odyssey command in chat, it works for both chats now. If you're in Twitch chat, you can scroll down, and there is what's called a panel that you can just click on, and it'll take you here. I unfortunately don't have a code to give you guys any type of discount. So that's why I always say if you find Maxwell's or the LCGX on another website and it's cheaper, go buy it there. As much as I'd love for them to know that I sent you and that you bought it because of me, I'd rather you guys get a better deal. Because yeah, I unfortunately do not have a discount code for any of the products. But I can't stand by all of them. Again, I only really work with companies that I really, really want to work with. And Odyssey, I got them to send me the LCD GX before I signed with them. Used them for like 3 or 4 months, and I was like, these are amazing. I very much want to promote them. So I've been working with them ever since. Love their products. Maxwell's are amazing. Build quality might be iffy, but their audio is outstanding for a gaming headset. I can't say too much about build quality because I only used them for, I think it was 2 days on stream. But I would assume that they would be about on par with everyone else's, if not better, because again, it is a headset company. But I do know Odyssey has very good reputations for helping fix things. So like if your headset does have issues, I'm sure you could just message them and they'd probably fix it. But yes, the audio quality is amazing. I have also used $300 headsets from other companies, and the Maxwells were by far better. Like I used Corsair for a while. I haven't used the Logitech headset in a long time, but even the last Logitech headset I used, the Maxwells were just way, way, way better. My Maxwells fell apart randomly one day from the headband. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't had any issues with them, but again, I haven't used them too much. Annie actually uses the Maxwells that I had all the time and no issues. I stand by the LCGXs. I don't make content nor have any sponsorship. Just a satisfied user. Venray did get the LCGXs on my recommendation. Like you said, they work very well. But the Maxwells I know are much more like, you know, budget friendly. I know they're still expensive, but you are going to get a very good headset for the same price that other companies sell decent headsets at. Like if you go to any of the gaming companies and get a $300 headset, it won't be as good as the Maxwells. I can tell you that much because again, you're getting a $300 headset from a headset company as opposed to a $300 headset from a keyboard and mouse company, which they still have decent products, but obviously if they aren't experts on headsets, they're not going to make the best possible headset for $300. That is just factual. I so badly wanted the Penrose for their first gaming set. I don't know what it was called, but it was so good. I don't know what a Penrose. Is that like a different company or is that? Well, actually, that wouldn't be an Odyssey product, right? No, I was gonna say I don't think I would have missed that one. Maxwells are 2 times the weight for other headsets. Does your head hurt wearing them? So that's what I was worried about. I got the Odyssey one after having my not Sennheisers. What are they called? Biodynamic headset, which was half the weight, and I was like, man, this headset's gonna be so heavy. It's gonna hurt my neck. It was heavier at first when I got my LCD GXs. I was like, oh, these are noticeably heavier, and I was worried that it was gonna really hurt my neck. Hurt for like 1 day, and then I got used to it. But it wasn't even like that I got used to it. It's just that the headband does disperse the weight a lot, so you just don't even really notice the weight. So it is heavier, but it's not like you're going to be every day like, oh, my neck, like it hurts, blah, blah, blah. No, it's fine. Because a lot of other headsets, what they have is just like this band with foam. So that sits really heavy on your head. But with these bands that are wider, it just sits really nicely. And it doesn't even feel like a 450-gram headset. Feels like it's lighter than the other one, to be honest. No, same Odyssey. Oh. Is that one of their discontinued products? I haven't seen it. This is the one I have, though. LCD3s. I love these. Look how beautiful they are. I'm a sucker for wood. I'll tell you guys that much. But this is their like high-end, or one of their high-end headsets. This is not meant for like gaming. Again, they sent it to me as a Christmas present. I love it. It is amazing. I didn't think the audio on these would be as good for gaming as they are, but it is very, very good, but they are very expensive. But you can get very good quality for a fraction of the price with the Maxwells. So again, if a company can make a really good $2,000 headset, imagine what they can put in a $300 headset. That's my sales pitch. Here's my LCD GXs at work, so it's 8 hours a day. No issues with the weight at all, and honestly barely noticeable. I'm sure you would agree with me, Venray. Like maybe the first day you're like, man, this is heavy, but then yeah, you just after a day you're like, this feels fine. It feels like it's dispersed really nicely, and you don't even notice the weight. Thank you for the 6 months in advance from Hasumi. Odyssey Mobius. Oh, gotcha. As far as I'm aware, we still have no updates from Siege, right? Or for Ubisoft. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything from Ubisoft. This is still their most recent update, which is a rollback is currently ongoing, and they're basically just going to roll back everything. Motherfuckers haven't played Siege in 1 day. I just want to see how angry everyone is. Shockingly, everyone's just making fun of the people who are angry. That's good. We will accept nothing less than this. 10,000 R6 credits for all players. 1.5 times scope back. Silent step on Nook. Zofia a 2-2. Old Yana with her ass. ACOG scopes. Old Jaeger 416. And Amru Zacharias skin. I don't know what that means. Chat. Apparently these are our demands as a community. Do you guys agree? I support old Yana with the ass. Dub demands. Alright, chat's on board. They want Yana ass. But I mean, it's good to see that the majority of the comments with high amounts of likes are people who are like, you know, making fun of everyone else freaking out. C7A. All I'll say about that is that claim has been made nonstop for like the last 3 years, where basically they claim constantly they're like, there are Ubisoft employees working through the support system who are giving people free or like access for money. It's like, bruh. People have been saying that for years. Still, like, it doesn't make any sense, and nothing has really happened from that. People might try to claim this has happened from that, but a Ubisoft support person who just is there to like unban accounts and ban accounts is not going to have the access that they had for all of this. So like that person selling information would not actually lead to anything that happened here. I haven't played in 4 days. I'm fiending. I saw you type that earlier, Josh. Isn't it fiending? Or is this a new slang thing? Apparently fiending is also slang. God, all these fucking young people just removing one letter and calling it a new word. It's been proven that Ubisoft employees were caught selling accounts, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's true in a way. That has never been proven. People have claimed that for years, and the proof is always, trust me, I know. That has never once actually been proven. If you can find me the full proof with documented evidence that shows like an internal Ubisoft employee was selling accounts and receiving money, I'll agree with you. But I know all you're going to do is link me leakers who say, trust me, it's happening. Get proof, Varsity will give you 2 billion credits. Hypermix 4 OEMs. Are those in-ears? Oh, IEMs, yeah. I don't hate IEMs, but I can't do IEMs because I know it's gross to always hear this, but I am predisposed to a lot more earwax than the average person. So my ears get clogged if I use in-ears. I remember when I was building a lot of Lego, I would have my in-ear buds, and my ears would get clogged after like 2 days of building Lego. It's disgusting. If I bought something from the marketplace on Christmas, will it be taken away? My understanding is they're reverting everything that happened before the hack, or up to right before the hack. So if you bought something before you were given the fake credits or the 2 billion credits, you should be fine.
I just love Dex, bro.
Obviously, there will be some overlap where people bought something like a minute before the server went down with their own money and they didn't have 2 billion credits. That's bound to happen, but I think those cases will be very, very small. Thanks for sub extra grin. People are actually asking for compensation. Why would people be compensated for Ubisoft being hacked? They'll probably compensate somehow, but still reeks of entitlement. That's what I said earlier. We were talking about it earlier, and I was like, all these people are like demanding the world, saying Ubisoft has to give me a free elite skin, a free million credits or whatever. It's like, bro, if it was Ubisoft who just like their servers went down and they didn't know what to do and they were just like responsible for it, I would agree that you should get some form of compensation. But people are literally like, even though it's not Ubisoft's fault, I want everything. So people are saying this has to do with politics. I think people are just looking for any reason to interject any politics they can into any topic of conversation. People will literally see what's happening with Siege and be like, see, it's because Ubisoft went woke. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Also, speaking of that, I just want to talk about how stupid some of these people are. This goes beyond Siege. There's a new, like, saying or trend in this, like, alt-right, idiotic movement of gamers where they keep telling companies, go woke, go broke. And they're like, all these game companies keep trying to introduce wokeness into our games. If you go woke, you're going to go broke. Like, you're going to make zero money. We're not going to support you, blah, blah. Bro, one of the movements I saw, they were complaining that Call of Duty has gone woke, and that's why the latest campaign sucked, is because they said 90% of the devs are women, and then that was their argument that they've gone woke. They took a photo from a women's group in the company, so like a group meant for women. They took that photo and said, this is the dev team for COD. And I'm like, that is a group of women who want to make their own like little, you know, group thing inside the company. And they're like, this is the entire dev team. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they're like, somehow they think this group of like 20 women created all of Call of Duty. And then that's why the campaign sucks. I'm like, what? They are so stupid and so deranged. I don't understand it. Go woke, go broke has been around for years and years. It has, but it's been gaining a lot more traction recently, which is just unfortunate. Also, the only way to like counter the whole like wokeness is terrible thing is just like, define wokeness for me. And they'll be like, well, it's like accepting people for who they are. It's like, so you're against accepting people. And they'll be like, well, no, it's just like they're trying to shove it down my throat. It's like, how? And they're like, well, it's because it exists. And it's like, no, deranged. When do you think servers will be back? Sorry if you've already said this, bro. We have no idea. No one knows, unfortunately. It's just like complete crapshoot. I'm not. If I sound angry, I'm not saying it about you. I'm just like it's a shitty situation. No one knows. Ubisoft posted that no one will get banned for spending the credits. That is correct. But they're removing all your credits and removing all purchases you made. So
I just love Dex, bro.
in their eyes, they're just saying
During the famed
no,
night, I had to restart
no
my
harm, no
game
foul.
For being banned for cheating and harassment
But you're losing
right after
everything.
restarting the game.
Thank you for the 14 months, Grub. During the famed night, I had to restart my game for being banned for cheating and harassment right after restarting the game. I mean, I think everyone had to do that, right? Because everyone got banned. Also, 60-second ad from Harp. Ubisoft's transparency about this issue is so great. To be fair, they can't really say a whole lot. If they were to post everything that is happening, the hackers would just use that to their advantage and shut down Ubisoft even more. So, can't really expect them to do a whole lot there. I had 2K credits before the hack, and after rollback, I got a negative 11K credits. Let me guess. You spent 13,000 credits. Tell me I'm right. They should just let the hackers fix the game. Give me a second. I'll explain why that won't make sense or why it won't work. So, everyone in chat, I would hope at least. I'm sure some of you at some point have had a woman in your life, or even a man, but going based off of older age and stereotypes, I'm sure you've had someone in your life who knits, right? They knit scarves, they knit gloves, they knit sweaters, whatever it is, okay? If you walk up to your grandma who's knitting and you pull on a string and unravel the entire sweater, do you think you could fix it? No. Because it's easier to break it than it is to fix it. That is the same thing with cheats and these hackers. They're knowledgeable to an extent where they know how to break things, but they don't know how to fix things. So they have enough knowledge to get in and pull on the strings of the sweater, but if you try to get them to put it back, they have no idea what they're doing. So Ubisoft hiring hackers to fix everything is not going to work. Because again, all they know is how to pull the strings. They do not know how to put it back together. We just finished Hacker Replay Ruts. Now we're just chatting a bit before I probably end stream. Also, I said, this guy said he's in negative 11,000 credits. And I asked, did you spend 13,000? He didn't answer the question, just said, my friend went full elite. Now he has the same as before. You didn't answer the question. Did you spend 13,000 credits? Most anti-cheat developers and support are previous hacker and cheaters. It's only true to an extent. A lot of people who get into anti-cheat development as kids would hack in the sense that they would, mod games and try to break stuff. It's a good way to explore stuff. But again, you use that as a starting block. You cannot possibly just get someone to break stuff and then they just know everything and can fix it all. That's just not how it works. Also, usually the gap between hacking and breaking stuff to full-time developer for this is like, I don't know, 5-10 years. It's usually not you get hired and immediately become a top tier dev just because you broke a lot of stuff. Could they just hire hackers to find the problems to patch before others do? They could, but here's the thing. What type of person do you think makes cheats? A person who is not morally sound. Okay? So you could hire this person and say, hey, instead of making cheats, find cheats for us and like we'll fix it before they can take advantage of it, okay? Could do that. Or they could be like, I could work for Ubisoft and make money, and I could not report certain things so that my cheat developer friends continue to make money. So like already, if they make cheats, their morals are compromised. Do you trust them to actually get the job done and help the company? Probably not. And on top of all of that, I hate to say it, cheat developers make a lot of money. More than Ubisoft would be willing to pay them as developers. So, how many of them do you think would be willing to stop making, I'm just going to throw numbers out there, but like let's say they make like 200K a year making cheats. How many of them do you think would be willing to take the job at Ubisoft for like 80K? Probably none of them. Sure, they might have more stability and stuff, but they're going to be like, or I could just make 200K for the next few years and just make a lot of money. Do I not get bored constantly talking about this? So, to a degree, sometimes I do. Saying the same thing over and over again can be boring, but I take streaming and talking with chat as a rare opportunity to remember that the world has different perspectives and different understandings of things. So, just because I have spent a lot of years playing Siege and understanding all this and learning about all this, does not mean chat is on the same level.
I just love Dex, bro.
It's always a good opportunity to get a fresh perspective and then also explain why that fresh perspective may be wrong. So it helps reinforce my knowledge and my understanding of things and how they work, but also has the potential to be like, hey, someone thought of something that we haven't thought about. I'm like, let's talk about that. Or let's explain why this train of thought is not ideal. So it can be boring, constantly saying the same thing over and over again, but helps you learn a little bit. Thanks for sub fancy balaclava. The cheaters are paying Ubisoft to stay online, and then when Ubi cut them off, they got mad. That is, you know what? I was gonna roast the shit out of you, but honestly, theories are supposed to be stupid and way out there. Good theory. It's not true. Good theory. Any idea what they will do with the unused login rewards? Honestly, we're probably missing alpha packs. Do we really care that much? Also, let me see something. I have to read through this. This is the supposed proof that Ubisoft employees were selling accounts. And as I expected, in this entire post that I'm looking at, there's actually zero proof. It's all just, this is what someone said. Yeah, there's literally no proof at all in that. We were talking about it earlier where they said, but there was proof that Ubisoft employees are selling accounts. I was like, there was no proof. And in the post, there is absolutely zero proof. It is just someone saying, this is happening. And everyone's like, oh my God, what? So no, I am not going to believe that. What proof would qualify? Proof, like actual proof where perhaps internal documents from Ubisoft saying this employee was found to be selling accounts and has been fired because of this, this, and this. Or completely undeniable proof directly from a Ubisoft support agent that says, I am selling your account. Proof that you'll never be able to get. Having a random person online just say, this is proof, and having zero evidence to back it up, and probably not even showing anything, just claiming it, is not proof. Someone is selling accounts shows how bad credit systems in games are as well. Don't know what that means.
I just love Dex, bro.
Here is to hoping the servers are back today.
Thanks for 3
but
months
from the
tactical
tweet
juice.
Today, it might not happen.
Let's chat. I don't think the game's coming back online anytime soon. We probably will end at the 3-hour mark.
I just love Dex, bro.
Thanks for sub. EXO is here. What about a news website source? Again, unless that website or news article has an actual source as proof that's undeniable, if they're just like, we have been told this, I'm not going to believe it. It has to be full-blown proof saying this is what happened, this is the proof we have of this happening, a case that was brought to us because an employee was selling accounts, whether they were reprimanded or not, whatever. A criminal simply won't admit to your face 90% of the time. You have to catch someone doing something wrong. But you haven't caught anyone doing anything wrong. No one has. Again, the only proof in the sense is someone says, I know an employee is selling accounts. And people said, proof? And they said, trust me. That's not proof. And again, like you said, you need evidence. You need to see them doing it in the act. Where is the proof of them doing it in the act? That doesn't exist. And see, here's the issue. I'm going to use a real-life comparison to help make my point. What you are doing right now is the equivalent of going to the police station, pointing at me and saying, Varsity stole from me. And they say, okay, well, what did he steal? You could be like, he stole $10,000. And you'd be like, and like, how do you know he stole it? Where's the proof? And you'd be like, I know he stole it. But the issue is that you are trying to say it's on the police to prove that it happened and not for you to have any type of proof. Because you're like, well, it happened, so you guys need to prove it. Not how it works. You are putting the onus on the people who aren't even involved in this to begin with to prove that you're wrong. Actually, I guess a better way to phrase it is instead to say to the police, you have to prove that I made this up and not that he didn't actually steal from me. Like, you are asking us to disprove something that has no proof instead of providing the proof yourself. So your whole case will never work unless you can actually provide proof. And again, listening to people online is not proof. And people seem to forget this because that whole post that was sent was from Shiny. Shiny has literally no reason to ever tell the truth about anything. There is no incentive to be an honest person. Shiny rage baits like crazy. Or not rage baits, fear mongers. That's the word I'm looking for. Always claiming this is wrong, something like this happened, blah, 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 this, and always just saying, yes, like the world is falling apart, Siege is in shambles. They have zero reason to ever be an honest person. So why would we believe when they say, just trust me on this? Had a friend say that servers might be up at 2. Is that confirmed at all? No. Your friend's lying to you and just making shit up. How do you feel about R6 Twitter replying to you making a joke of Siege getting hacked? All right, chat. I'm going to use this as a prime example that you guys need to stop just believing everything you see online, okay? This is the post he's talking about. I already know. I posted saying today's daily login reward goes hard. And it's a joke because it's a post about the server being unreachable. He said, how do you feel about Ubisoft responding to your joke tweet? This is a parody account. The account has 87 followers and was created last month. Chat, stop just assuming everything you see on the internet is what it appears to be. Do you guys have any semblance of critical thinking left? No one should look at this and be like, oh, that's Ubisoft. This isn't even their right logo. I think this is their old logo. The new one is the black one. Insane. Use some level of critical thinking. To use what Mello said, chat, you guys will make fun of old people looking at AI videos and believing them to be true, and then you fall for shit like that. Come on. Use your brain. Also, I finally finished eating. So annoying. I got a bunch of new stuff for my PC and want to use them on Siege. Lucky for you, chat, there are other games other than Siege. You know what I've been really wanting to play? And we're going to talk about it a little bit with chat. And ignore what Game Addict said, because I'd rather play a different game of similar genre. Has anyone been playing a lot of Tarkov since they full released? And is it worth getting back into? I last played Tarkov, I swear it was just this year. I think it was February of 2025. I played it for like a month, and I was like, I'm busy with SI, and then I went on a trip, and I just didn't play it when I got back. I'm like, is Tarkov worth getting back into right now? Is it good? Is it fun? Main story quests are nice. So like I've played recently enough that I don't think much of it has changed, but I just want to know if it's like in a good state. I also do know Tarkov has gone through the same thing as Siege right now. I don't know if their servers are down or whatever, but they are also suffering somehow. I don't know if their servers are down too. In a fine state. Arc Raiders is better. I played Arc Raiders a decent amount. Arc Raiders, and I'm not trying to say this to be mean, Arc Raiders is definitely a good game if you are a very casual player. It is not a good game if you actually want to be like, not competitive, but actually take it seriously. Like Arc Raiders is Tarkov made for 9-to-5 workers. There, I said it. Their target audience is people who want an easy game that just gives them what they want with little to no risk, which I don't find fun in the grand scheme. Like, it's fun to play with friends. If I want to play Arc Raiders with friends, we'll just run around, kill people. Cool, sure, whatever, it's fun. But when it comes to extraction shooter as a whole, it's just kind of meh. Because I'm like, there's never a risk. You can run unlimited free loadouts and come out with max gear every single time. There is zero risk in Arc Raiders. And even if you die bringing in good stuff, it's like, I don't care. I can just get new stuff super easily. Meanwhile, in Tarkov, I'm like, bro, I just lost my only silenced weapon and I can't get another silencer for like, you know, X amount of levels. And I'm going to have to do some scav runs and like, it's a lot more intense. Also, the scav runs, at least in Tarkov, you load in, what is it, like 15 minutes into the raid, 10 minutes into the raid, versus in Arc Raiders, you spawn in right away. It's like, what's the point of bringing in loadout if you can just go free every single time? Arc Raiders is too friendly. I also learned that apparently with Arc Raiders, if you kill a lot of people, you get put into PvP lobbies, which seems weird. Instead of it just being like a free-for-all and whatever lobby you get is whatever lobby you get, if you don't kill people, you will constantly be put into nice lobbies where people don't kill each other. And if you kill a lot of people, you'll constantly be put into lobbies where everyone kills each other, which is just like forcing one or the other when it should just be context and be like, I want to kill people with this raid. Sometimes I don't, you know? So, I think kind of meh. I get the appeal, but it's not for me. I work in cybersecurity, and these holiday attacks are pretty tough. They were definitely compromised long before this and waited until the workers took their holiday breaks. Ubisoft obviously can't release anything, but hackers tend to target backups too, which might mean why it's taking so long for them to figure it out. And once they're hacked, it usually comes back. Hackers go dormant and will either sell what they have on the dark web. I'm sure they're doing hard forensics right now. I mean, yeah, he basically said roughly everything I said in my video from yesterday, or my stream from yesterday. Video for today. But yeah, like, not an easy fix. They obviously knew about this ahead of time and they waited for holidays to happen so that devs are gone and not able to easily come back and fix it. They do it every year for anything. As far as we're aware, though, they did not compromise any data. There were like conflicting claims. Some people claim that they got a lot of data. Some people claim that they got nothing. So we'll wait and see. If I donate, will you fix the game? You already gave $7. I'll give you $7 worth of fixes. Here's a fix. If you go to the event tab instead of the core siege tab, you sometimes get Nook on your screen. That's a $7 fix right there. They started the rollback yesterday, and we have no idea how big the database and such is, so that could take a while longer. Yeah, and then people were trying to claim that the hackers deleted the backups, which, again, I'm not a security person. I'm not a dev who works in security, but as far as I'm aware, it's not as easy as just pressing delete and deleting all the backups, unless you have a very bad security system. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the average system in place is they have one physical backup in-house on like a local server, and they have a second backup online, and sometimes even like third and fourth backups as just fail-safe. So like, I don't think you could just go and say delete all backups. But I could be wrong. Maybe Ubisoft has really bad security. I don't know. Thank you for $7 more, Gray. You can't just delete backups. You keep multiple copies on purpose, including offsite backups. Yeah. Like, I would assume, again, not a dev, I would assume that if you were trying to delete the backups that they have, it would be like multiple layers of security where it'd be like, this request is going to be sent off to this person who has to approve it, and then this person has to sign off on it and like click confirm, and then it'll delete them. Like, I don't think you could just go like to your Windows Explorer and press delete and just delete all backups. Like, I don't think that's how that would work. How do you know that? Using a little bit of common sense, but also my very limited experience as someone who did work in IT at a school. Because just think about it like this. Multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? Has a lot of data that they need to hold on to just in case. What makes more sense? They have local backups that anyone can delete at any time, or they have multiple backups and multiple locations that are very hard or near impossible to delete. What makes more sense? Use common knowledge. Would I ever consider doing hacker replay in CS2? Probably not, because I don't really know that game. I wouldn't really know exactly what to look for.
I just love Dex, bro.
Thank you for the gifted sub from McFly back again. Free Game Pass / PS Plus is needed. Sorry, Perklin? Just to confirm, are you saying that for the outage, Ubisoft has to give you a free Game Pass or PlayStation Plus? I just want to confirm that's what you're saying. Did emails or anything get found by the hackers? As far as we're aware, no. Emails maybe, but passwords, no. Yeah. Okay. So you want Ubisoft, a company that just owns the game, to give you free PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass that are two different services from two different other companies and has nothing to do with Siege. Genius. Hard part is determining when compromise happened and how far back to go in backups to clean data. Depending on depth of hack, they may have to rebuild servers from scratch to kick the hackers out. Yeah, I don't know how far or how complex it gets for that, but I would assume they're also probably doing an emergency, everyone reset your passwords, so that if they have access to your account, you can't just, you know, let them back in. I am not at all familiar with how the server infrastructure works and what they would have to do there, but I did see some posts about that where they're like, a pretty standard thing is that they will find the affected servers, wipe them, restructure them, and then reconnect them and hopefully have like all of the vulnerabilities patched up by then. Hydrate. Someone robbed a grocery store. The store closed while investigating. The store owes me Amazon gift cards as compensation. Fortunately, there are people out there who would genuinely think that. Chances are it was a social engineering attack. That's what they are claiming. I also wrote about that yesterday on the whiteboard when we were talking about it. Is like the number one way things like this happen is social engineering nowadays. People think it's like, hacker man, I'm past the mainframe. The firewall's trying to kick me out. No. None of that happens. Usually it's fucking Bobby leaving his password as a sticky note on his computer, and then they hack into a camera that sees his computer and they go, oh, actually that's even too complex. Make it easier. Fucking Bobby, who makes the same password for his Ubisoft account as his Gmail account. It's just Bobby111. I don't know. And then they were like, oh, we're in. Has anything like this ever happened in gaming history? Yes. Worse things have happened. This is the last time I'm going to repeat this story because it is a very good example, but I also am tired of repeating it. I still think the worst incident when it comes to how compromised a game was when Apex Legends had a multi-million-dollar tournament where cheaters were able to hack in to force pros to have cheats. They gave one of the top teams wall hacks and compromised the entire tournament and had full access to everything. So, I would argue that that is significantly more impactful than this. Because not only does that affect the tournament, but it also affects everyone's game in the entire community. Also, when PSN got shut down for like a month. We've talked about that too. PSN getting shut down for 24 days in 2011. That was also very bad. Significantly worse than this. I'd say those are top two. This, honestly, like, as much as people are freaking out, this is probably like barely top 10. It's just recent. You have a lot of people have recency bias. Because people forget about all these massive attacks that happened in 2011, 2015, 2020, whatever. And they're just like, this happened now, therefore it is worse. Do we have to change our password? You don't have to. As far as we're aware, again, they do not have access to anyone's password. If you want to feel safe and you want to do that, go ahead. There is nothing wrong with you changing your password. Even if you're just like, you know what, I just want to change it. Go for it. If anything, that's better that you constantly change your password because it'll make it harder and harder for people to hack into your account. Steam got hacked around the same time as PSN and no one remembers. Honestly, I don't even remember that. I was still a console gamer at the time, though. Is that scale based on impact? Because I think it's 10 times harder to pull off an attack now than it was 10 years ago. I mean, like you're saying for my top 10 list, yeah, I would say if it has more impact on people or as like overall monetary impact, I'd say, yeah, it's bigger. Thanks for the 5 months, fourth.
Or damn
Hokage. I had a stroke trying to read that for a second. Chat. Nothing's gonna get fixed anytime soon. Let me check real quick on Twitter. I unfortunately, by refreshing Twitter, saw an AI game trailer, and holy shit is it terrible. But no updates from Ubisoft. We have already passed 3 hours as well. We've done Hacker Replay for the day. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. I'm basically just repeating myself over and over again with questions, so I probably will end stream in a minute here. But all I can say for now is, chat, I know tensions are high, people are upset, but at the end of the day, you got to remember that as far as we're aware as well, this isn't Ubisoft's fault. I think, from my understanding, the issue that caused all of this is a software that they use in like for their in-house stuff, but is run by a different company. I keep seeing a lot of people talk about the MongoDB thing, and as far as I'm aware, MongoDB is its own company, and that's what's also affecting Tarkov right now. Yeah, MongoDB is a company. So, like, as far as we're aware, it's their, or more so their fault. And apparently, this was a thing that was known for a little bit, and I guess companies could have fixed it, but maybe Ubisoft didn't fix it in time. So that's where it gets fuzzy because I have no idea where it lies on whose exact fault it is, but just know that they are working on it. Obviously, tensions in-house at Ubisoft are probably sky high. Devs are probably working like 16-hour days to try to get this fixed with like emergency overtime, which is great for them, but obviously the faster they fix it, the better for everyone, and the faster they can go back to their holidays. As much as overtime is nice, I'm sure most of them would rather go back to their families and not work for the next week. But yeah, I understand people are upset, but guys, you have other games. I don't think people should complain right now as much as they are. I get Siege is fun. I get that a lot of you guys love Siege and want to play Siege all the time. But it's not the end of the world. It'd be different if it was like the PlayStation thing where your entire system doesn't work and you have very few games you can play then because you can only play offline games. But guys, this is one game. If it's the only game you play, maybe branch out a little bit. If you're just sitting there waiting nonstop until the game comes back online, maybe try something else. Okay? If you guys want some just random game recommendations here, I'm going to go off my Steam list. Keep in mind, my Steam games, the games I play a lot off stream, are not the same type of games as Siege, but I'm sure I can find some easy recommendations for you guys. Battlefield 6, been playing that a lot recently. Amazing game. If you want to play some more like single player / co-op games that aren't like competitive online, I love roguelites. That's why I always wear Binding of Isaac shirts. Binding of Isaac is a great one. But like Shape of Dreams, Hades 2 are both great roguelites. I've been playing both of those on and off. Actually, I haven't played Hades 2 in a while, but I did really like it. I beat it. If you want some brain dead games, Bloons Tower Defense 6. There you go. If you want something more like online again, Marvel Rivals has been doing really well recently again. A lot of people have loved it. If you want like a hard game, Elden Ring is still a very popular game. You could play that. If you're looking for something fun and casual to just relax with, Stardew Valley, Terraria. Actually, Terraria gets pretty fucking intense. What else? Looking through random games I have. Golf with your friends. You guys need friends for that though, so. What else? I'm getting into some really old games here that I have not played in forever. I don't even know half these games. What the fuck am I looking at? I don't know. Oh, if you want a Siege-esque game that you can just play at least while servers are down, Ready or Not was a great game. I played that a bunch. It's basically an ultra-realistic Siege, but it's not multiplayer, like competitive. It is, what's it called? It is PvE. If you want one that is more PvP and fighting each other, Body Cam was another game I played somewhat recently. It's an ultra realistic looking game where you play from the perspective of the body cam on a soldier, and it's PvP. There's like a house, and you literally like play bomb on house. It's almost as similar as you can get to Siege. It's called Body Cam. Can't recommend Binding of Isaac enough. Amazing game, love it. XCOM 2, another one of my favorites. RimWorld, another favorite. Don't Starve Together. Those are all great games where you can just lose yourself for like hundreds of hours, either on one save or just trying to do different runs or whatever. All great games. There. You can play literally any of that and not worry about Siege for the next day or two. Okay? Silksong, haven't played Silksong. I played Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, 10 out of 10. Silksong, I'll play one day. Disable two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication. I would personally not listen to that because, as far as we're aware, that has not been compromised. And if anything, your account is more likely to be compromised if you disable two-factor authentication. Because by disabling it, if they have your password, they just own your account. So, would not recommend that. I don't know where you're trying to get this information that having two-factor on is putting you more at risk. because that is generally the opposite of how that works. Nice headphones. Thank you, Sharpie. They're absolutely beautiful. How is your boy Roy alive right now, surviving without his mirror castle strategies for 2 days? Poor man. Bro, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I think Roy is fist bumping right now that he doesn't have to play Siege. I'm sure he's enjoying whatever break he can get. Which, again, you guys should too. Enjoy your break. Enjoy your time off. If Siege is still down tomorrow, I will probably just take the day off. I could do variety, but if I only have 1 day, I don't know what I'd do. So, we'll see. I will see you guys either tomorrow, or I will be back on Tuesday, or whenever Siege is back. Because luckily for me, I have like a whole week of videos already uploaded. I'm way ahead of schedule, so I'm not stressed right now, which is amazing. Normally I would be stressed. But yeah, we'll see what I do for the rest of the week, depending on how long Siege takes to fix. I'm sure it'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully see you guys tomorrow. If not, see you Tuesday. If not, see you never, okay? Bye.